Hello. So I received a package because I had some discussion about with a friend of mine, a guy. Well, it's a long story, but a person that is really good in doing electronics, well, and designing overall. To be fair, far better than I am, especially 3D stuff. It's insane. I cannot share the backstory, or I'm not sure if he wants to, so I won't. But we had a discussion about using flex PCB as membrane, and usually it was way too thick, and copper is not ideal. Now the flex PCB become much thinner lately, so it might work. And what my observation was with lately with the smaller tweeters and such, like small tweeters with light aluminium have a rising response. If you do not want rising response, an option is to go heavier and balancing it out. So that's where this comes into play, because it might work. Not sure yet. If you make tweeters longer, like a line array, you won't get away with it, because then you will end up with a lot of low end and not so much top end. This is a problem anyhow, but you know, the balance is there. So if you make it more heavy, nice, you end up with quite a lot of low end, no top end, or at least it gets due to phase issues, the low end will add up to the complete frequency response, and the top end does not. So this is from JLC, and I thought, well, I just have to make a test. It didn't take too much effort to make it something useful, I think. Because to be able to use JLC, you have to make like a normal Gerber or whatever Gerber file. And I never use PCB drawing software. I do for my PCBs, but that's quite easy. I mean, I just route the components. I use EasyAda, which is like I believe PCB designed for, well, for noobs like me. But since this is just a coil, there is no schematic, and normally it makes the PCB according to the schematic, and then you adjust things so it will fit and things will be on the correct place, so you can connect it to something else, for instance. But in this case, that doesn't work because, well, there is no schematic. There's nothing. Just some copper. Yeah, this is it. I hope it's 40 euros well spent. I can imagine it's not, but... Is this like a... Come on. Ooh. Oh jeez. Well, that feels heavy. That is heavy. But then again, the traces are not even that small, but the space in between are. And what was the most important test for me is... I'll grab something to point. There you have vias. I'm not sure, hopefully it works, because that was the main problem. So there are small holes that are copper plated that connect to the backside. So as you can see, you got the whole coil here, then there's a vias here, that connects to, well, hopefully, to this piece, and then it connects to this trace. Looks to be working. So you will end up with a foil that has two normal connection points at a, you know, convenient spot. So I did not make a double coil. I could add like loads of coil here as well, but it becomes even more heavy. That would be nice for a low end, not so much for a tweeter. I mean, it's already quite heavy. Quite noisy too. So let me do some measurements first, and then I try to corrugate and see if that works. Yeah, oh well, I didn't make any pads, so that's nice. So there is there is no actual connection point. Good job. Kind of weird I screwed that one up, but I did. So this should be the connection point. So underneath here there should be copper. I did not want this top coat, but there's no option to disable it as far as I know. I think it is there. Let's see if we can burn through it with some effort. Yeah, I think that works. Next time I should add like some pads. Yep. There's some copper exposed. It's quite a thick layer of stuff I don't need. The problem is that it is standard on a PCB, like solar mask. I could not like say, I don't want any solar mask. They do not sell that. I wish they did, because it's just added weight that I do not use. Or not use, I want to get rid of. .4? That's not good. That's no good. I hope it's not 0.4. Yep. I think I might have chosen my I think the traces are too thin. It should not be. God damn it. So what I think is the trouble. Let's see it up towards some light. Maybe it's more visible. Maybe too much light. Focus, you shit. Ah, fucking hell, it doesn't focus. I'll just look at the lamp real quick. Well, it does look good. So it seems to be that the space in between traces in this direction is correct. I think it might have shortened out on the horizontal ones. Although I made them bigger just in case. I can see some crap in between them. Yeah, everything looks okay, but... And I think I did like look up the maximum or thinnest spacing I could get. And it should be this, but... Now even these ones look like wider than these ones, as I usually do. But I have a feeling it shorts out in those, because I can still see crap around it in the spacing. You can see the horizontal right now looks rather slick, but the other one does not. I think that's where it goes to shit. Maybe I'll check another one. Hey, this one looks better. I'm gonna check this one. That's the case. That's not very practical if it's like different. Two ohms. You know, the whole reason why I thought this would be fun is because it's consistent, but it's not that consistent. 2 ohms. 0.4 ohms. Okay, so let's do another one. And what's this? 2.8, 2.9, gets better and better. I know this is like a brutal method of getting rid of this, but I don't know what else works. It's a really thick layer, this solar mask. I really want to have the choice to add it or not. 3.2. So I looked at it and I said this was the highest probably, and it is. So this comes close to what I wanted to make. So apparently this is nice, but their tolerances are not that insane as I thought they might be. This might be a bit too much. I mean, come on. Well, it is. I probably made it too small. So we got 0.4, 1 point something, 2 point something, 3 point something. It's kind of weird because I'm just pulling them off the stack, so apparently it becomes better. Ain't that weird? And the worst one, 0.4. This one shorted out completely. It's cool because I believe they do a flying probe test, but... Well, they didn't, but on the other hand, they could not, because there is no connection point anywhere. I forgot one. Or two, to be fair. So there's a solar mask everywhere. It's just... Otherwise, I did not have to shave this off. So next time I will add a connection point. But the idea that you can connect plus and minus directly next to each other is really nice, I think. So that was cool. And the vias or vias, they do work. I mean, I only had low ohmage thingies and one that is better. So the vias works like a charm. It connects to the other side perfectly fine. So 3.2. So this one might be useful. Maybe I'll corrugate that one and just put it on some magnets and see what it does. My guess is that they're noisy and quite heavy. Well, we'll see. Oh, that's weird. Doesn't feel nice at all. So you can hardly tension it. So it's too stiff. Even if you pull on it, it doesn't go straight. Well, it looks cool. Just this one a little bit closer. So there you go. Beautiful. Oh, this is really nice. I will definitely get the question, is this also useful for headphones? I don't know. There is a guy on YouTube that made a headphone driver with this kind of stuff, I believe. And I'm not sure. Maybe he has thinner material, but this is the thinnest I could find. So I believe JLC had like slightly thinner than PCB way. Not sure, completely sure about that. PCB way is like twice as expensive though. I'll line it up. There we have a tweeter. I'll use some clamps. Well, yeah, it makes sound. It's not bad for a tweeter. So yeah, response is quite decent. Let's gate that. I think it's doable. So let's remove everything else. There you have it. So it drops off around 15 or something, but that's not a weird thing. I've seen this often. Distortion, not bad, but it's also not very loud. Let's grab a mini monitor. That's a small tweeter. Oh wait, I have a small tweeter here. Normal planar. So the red one, which is not completely fair, it was the huge one, but the mic was not in front of it, so let's not compare those. This is the mylar and aluminium, and let's give it another color. Another color, I wish to give it like blue. Oh, wrong one. This one blue. So this is the Captain thingy I just ordered. And purple is the mylar version. And the gain difference is around, I cannot read that. Yep, almost 12 dB. So now they're equal, almost. Let's say like this, for instance. Okay, 9 dB. This is easier using the Captain, but I'm not sure. The Mylar has more distortion, but that might not be fair because they're also playing louder. So if you look at THD, it's actually the other way around. So this looks smoother, this looks less smooth, but it's actually better. Well, anyhow, it is interesting, and it might be that there are still some shorts in my design, and it would be really helpful if I could get rid of the solder mask, because it adds a lot of unnecessary weight. I know the copper needs something, because otherwise it just rots away, I guess. So there might be potential there, but it's way too stiff right now, and way too heavy as well. You can do some very funny things with tiny traces, and I can imagine this could be really fun for like bass drivers, if the copper amount could be bigger. So you could add like 15 traces where I normally can only put like 6 traces. It might outperform the fact that it's, although it's weighing more, it might still be able to outperform, but who knows. See you later.